Let's see. Oh yeah, what am I gonna see? Offline, live. Why, hello there, halflings and barbarians alike. Shams Nelson here from Pen and Blade, joined with Molluscoid and the Rebel Gamer. And today we're going to be playing some D&D based on this randomly generated. Oh, now you guys can see this. So, are you guys at the live stream on YouTube, by the way? Because you're gonna want to be there to see the screen.
Ooh.
So we're gonna I can paste. I don't know if I can paste the link. I'm gonna let you guys find that. Pasting the Discord in the chat. So it shouldn't be too tough. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're streaming, and Molluscoid's got in there. And okay, so basically, I want to just tell the viewers what I mean by this randomly generated town is. Basically, I've created this little formula with a bunch of roll tables to come up with a town and a surrounding region, and I used that to make this map, and that's where these names came from. And I've rolled a lot of halflings, so we're gonna have a lot of halflings in this campaign, but I'll read this now, and usually I wouldn't read this with the players listening, but we're just kind of having fun and testing things out. So here we go. The town of Silentwater can be found by the Midnight Swamp, just east of the Sapphire Rock Stream and south of the Tiger Point Swamp. It is an unpredictably sophisticated village run by a halfling druid. Their largest problem are the egotistical trolls in the Vile Elf Stream to the east. They are led by an absent-minded halfling cleric. They have good relations with the excessively childish halflings in the evil End Brushlands to the south, who are led by a paranoid barbarian. So using these prompts, I came up with this map and some pretty fun world building ideas, actually. So we're gonna jump in, but I'm gonna let you guys introduce your characters. Let us know like what race and class they are and a little background, and you can let us know where they are in the story right now, or I can get into that after you introduce them. You guys there?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go with Throkin first, because he's a. Or actually, no. Let's go with okay. Let's go with Throkin. Yeah, tell us about Throkin.
Throkin is a half-orc barbarian. He grew up as an urchin, so he was abandoned at birth. He does have a brother that they don't get along too well, but recently they've come into contact again for a job.
Exactly. And then let's hear a little bit about Uki, because he's the integral piece in the job. He was the one hired to do the snatchery.
Uki is a Kenku that has been blessed by the gods, so he has free thought, and he likes to rob stuff, and he stole a magical vase.
Exactly. Okay. So that's where that's the that's a background. What's up? Hello? Is all well? Alright, I'm going to assume all is well and lay the background for this tale. So the tale begins somewhere around hither. Alright? As they travel, the Uki has just stolen this vase from Sultan Raymond, who runs a pretty luxurious kingdom, or the one city in a luxurious kingdom, and one region. And they're traveling north outside of this kingdom, and in that kingdom, it's a walled city. You know, beautiful buildings, well built gardens with zoos, and so it's pretty well established. But up here, we're going into the Midnight Swamp. This is the halfling territory to the north. So this is outside of the Sultan's kingdom. and they've just stolen this vase and jumped on the wizard's flying snake. There's this giant flying snake creature. You guys can describe it for me if you'd like.
He's about 10 feet long, barely support our weight. I don't know how he's actually flying, especially 250 pounds.
So he's not actually
flying physics.
So he actually almost looks like as a regular snake on the floor. He keeps brushing his belly against the floor and then hovering up a foot or two and just kind of skimming over the ground, kicking up dust. And in hot pursuit are the royal guards, Raymond's royal guards, dressed in their kind of gaudy red and purple with gold, fringes. But they've got some good gear. They've got some finely crafted crossbows and some scimitars by their side, and some well-trained war horses. So they're hot on your heels. I'm really about to catch up. Soom, soom. Some crossbow bolts go just high over your head. And we're going to start off right about here, where they've just almost caught up with you guys. And I'm going to ask you to make a reflex save, each of you, as we begin. And I'll let you know what it is once you made it. So I'm not sure, are you guys going to roll dice, or are we going to use the roll table in the Discord? Do you guys know how to use that? Yeah, whatever's easier for you guys. I'll just keep it simple. Can I collapse this on the right? Oops. Trying to figure out the best way to organize my screen. But beep boop. Alright, I don't know. So are you guys gonna use the roll table, or how are we gonna do this? We should have discussed this before.
In the Discord thing.
In the Discord thing. Alright. So want to go to the dice rolls chap thing, or where did you? Yeah. Alright, let's do that. And I'm gonna roll using the using the RE dice, random encounter dice. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Let me use my RE dice. You check them out on Twitter. I can I'll probably put a link somewhere in the description. They're the official dice provider of Pen and Blade. I don't know if you guys knew this. These are Durgar's hammer. So let me roll to see how many of you guys die right now. So you're being pursued by you're being pursued by 4 royal guards. 3 of them are standard warriors. They're wielding their scimitars and their crossbows. And the 4th one is a war mage, and he's got a staff. And he's shot a couple ray of frosts at you guys that haven't been able to connect with the speed you guys are going. So they're basically just trying to catch up with you guys so they can get a better shot.
Do their horses have any armor or protection?
No. They do not. I just lost the dice. Oh, here.
And they are basic riding horses, correct?
Yeah, there is nice ones, nice fast ones. Alright. So did you guys make your reflex saves?
What dice
What do we roll for a reflex save?
So just roll and add your there should be a reflex save on your character sheet, but if you don't have it, just add your dexterity bonus and your proficiency.
I have 0 dexterity bonus.
Okay, but are you a rogue?
What?
Yeah, let me make sure. Is everyone in the chat? Skylarks. He's Brazilian. Ah, thank you, man. Yo, you should. I think. Are you on the Discord, Skylarks? You should go there and share your maps. I'd love to see them. Evil Ends Brushland sounds like quite the tourist destination. Indeed, indeed. Now, I don't know if you heard, but that is actually you're about to find out. So, if you guys aren't going to make the reflex saves or are having trouble with that, I can just roll an attack against your AC. What are both of your guys' ACs?
My AC is 13.
13, alright.
12.
Alright. And I'm gonna let you keep track of your health and let me know, like, when you get hit, what your new health is, so I know how close you are to dying. So I don't, Alright, so let me roll it. Alright. So as you guys are skidding down along this this trail right here to the north, not far from this cave, over to your right, a hail of arrows, just like 20, 30 arrows, just come out of nowhere, just over this ridge that's about 30 feet high, of kind of crumbly reddish rock, and leading up into a brushland with some small trees and shrubs. So, unfortunately, a few arrows connect to your snake, who goes down, hits the ground, dead on impact, and sends you guys flying. And this is why I wanted you to make a reflex save to see how you know, if you land on your feet or if you land prone from falling off of this snake. But in the meantime, I'll let you. Yeah, but you can still roll the D20. Oh yeah, so you guys are kind of new to or I know Molluscoids, you're kind of new to D&D, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta remember that. So you can roll the D20, and if you roll like a high roll, even if you have a low dexterity bonus, you can still, you know, do quite well. So and also usually when you do your character sheet, are you a rogue?
Yes.
So I think rogues their proficiency is in reflex. Like you have like a couple of saves. Oh, there's no reflex save anymore. It's just a dexterity save. But I think you get to add your proficiency bonus to the
I still rolled a nat 20, so
You rolled a nat 20?
yeah.
All right. Well then, describe to me how you just land perfectly on your feet, unfazed by the death of this giant flying snake, and Uki. In the meantime, I'm gonna let you roll.
I got 11.
Okay.
I land facing the royal guards with one of my hand axes in my right hand. And can I prepare to throw one at the leader's horse's head?
Oh yes, you can. But before you do that, so you've prepared this action, and I'm gonna give you the first attack in the combat sequence, the initiative, because of that nat 20 roll. You're just ready for action. And Uki with his 11, and I actually rolled an arrow attack against each of you from these arrows to the right. And now that you're turned around, your left up here in the Evil End Brushlands. You noticed on the ridge there are a bunch of halflings riding wolves. These are the barbarian wolf-riding halflings of the Evil End Brushlands. All right, and all these names were randomly generated by this roll table, by the way. That's why they have these names. So there's like 100 options, and I roll 2 and put them together. But so they fired a bunch of arrows against you guys because they're led by this paranoid barbarian. That's part of the story here. So I'll leave this up in case you guys didn't hear are new to the stream. You can read the campaign setting prompt that I used to build this. But yeah, so the paranoid barbarian doesn't like to have anything new near the Evil End Brushland, so he just opens fire straight up against both of you guys. And while Thorokin was able to no arrow connected to him and made a swift landing, unfortunately an arrow hit Uki in the shoulder just as the what's it called? The creature was also hit in the shoulder and does 4 damage. So lodges deep in Uki's feathered shoulder, and he kind of rolls in the ground, but then is able to get up. And you can describe to me how he removes the arrow or what he does at that point. But yeah. Okay, so he just pulls the arrow out, and so keep track of how much HP do you have after losing 4.
12.
Okay, cool. And then we got all right, and then so for the rest of them, So these arrows just kind of rain down upon the guards of Raymond, of Sultan Raymond, and most of the horses get hit. 3 of them go down right away, and most of them just kind of roll and land and get up on their feet, ready for battle. But the one that doesn't get hit is the wizard's horse, because it seems to have been protected by some kind of spell. And it rears up, and the wizard's getting ready to cast a spell. So if you want to initiate combat now and throw your axe, this would be a good time to do it. I don't know if you still want to aim at the horse, or if you want to aim at one of the guards, or if you want to take another action because you've got the halflings flanking you on the ridge up 30 feet to the left, behind, and then there's also the cave there that you can see to your left now that you guys are turned around facing the guards. And the cave is a relatively large cave, maybe 12 feet entrance, and all around it you see that it's kind of decorated by like piles of mud and maybe rudimentary sculptures with rocks for eyes and bones arranged in certain ways. It looks like some kind of really primitive art piece, but like that something has put a lot of care into decorating the entrance of this cave. So this lays the groundwork, and I'm going to let Therokin take the first move. What are you going to do?
How far away is the wizard's horse?
The wizard's horse may be 20 feet. So pretty close, actually. And the other guards are actually closer. They've landed within, like, 5-10 feet of you, basically. And you know what? Let me actually...
Can I enact a rage before attacking?
I don't know. What are the rules for that? Does it take a... Is it a bonus action, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then, yeah, you did it. You can do the rage and then... And throw the thing, because you will make... That makes sense.
Well, I am not going to throw it.
Oh, okay.
Instead, I am going to activate rage, charge headstrong into the mage's horse, 20 or
oh, here it is.
15 feet.
Okay.
And as I approach him, I will attack him recklessly by jumping into the air and flailing my axes at his chest.
Okay, so you're wielding 2 hand axes.
Correct.
All right. I'm gonna put just little markers like this. So that's gonna be all you guys. So you're gonna run straight into here and just jump on him with your axes and attack. Is that right? Rebel? You guys still there? Did I lose you guys?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna attack him. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, roll your attacks, and I'll let you know if they connect. I guess, should I tell you the AC? Nah. I'll let you guys know.
You do not know.
I'm not gonna tell you. All right.
Would I apply strength to this roll, or?
Ooh, I don't know. I gotta learn the rules better. I forgot that we're all kind of new here to 5th edition. I mean, I know 3.5 a lot better off the top of my head, and I don't want to look up all the rules. So, if you're attacking in melee, then you die at strength for sure.
I rolled a 15. Plus 3. So I know that I'm hoping that would go over his armor class. Class 18.
So sorry, what did you roll?
15.
Okay, do you get like 2 attacks or just 1?
This is the roll to see if I hit or not.
Okay, but I thought you had 2 axes. I don't know how that works, but I would assume you got 2 attacks. Or no?
I didn't know. You have to roll to see if you actually land the hit first.
Yeah.
And then you roll for damage.
Okay. Well, that hit lands, but so you only get one attack, is what.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. So your hit lands. So roll your damage. Okay, and in the meantime, we got the evil and brushlands are the anti-Shire. That's pretty fair. I think there's nothing more or less Shire-like than halflings on wolves, barbaric halflings on wolves. And so Jimmy asked, "Is that guy a rogue?" So the Uki the Kenku is a rogue, still recovering from a little bit of sickness.
I did 6 slashing damage.
Okay. So this a huge gash appears on the mage's chest, and this is the black-bearded Arabian-looking mage with a turban, and he's like, he yells some kind of curse, "Khasabah," and kind of wheels the horse back, and the horse is rearing and jumping around. It seems pretty nervous, and he's gonna turn around. I'm gonna have everyone actually roll initiative. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna keep initiative simple. I've heard this on what's it called? Drunkens and Dragons, I think, does this. And we're just going to let the player characters go first, and then I'm going to take care of the initiative of other guys on your own. So, Uki, if you want to take your action now, before the mage reacts to Thorokin's attack, Vicious Strike, then you can go ahead and do that. And also, Fantasy Fan or Jimmy or Skylarks, if you guys want to join in on this game, you can get on the Discord and just jump on the chat, and we can try to give you an impromptu character and get you in on this, or anyone else who's listening. So yeah, go on, dude. Uki? Molluscoid, you there? I think we lost him. Did we lose him? Should I NPC him? If I don't hear from you in a sec, I'm gonna NPC him. Oh, his your thing's on mute. Alright, I'm just going to give him an attack. I don't know what he has, though. But let's just give him a throwing dagger. He can always have a throwing dagger. So he sees this guy sees this guard prone on the floor. So I'm going to roll for him to throw a dagger at him. 13 plus... Oh, he doesn't have... We can at least get +2. I'm surprised he has no dexterity modifier for a rogue. That doesn't seem right. But I'm going to go ahead and say that this hits. Because this guy's prone. What's up? Sorry?
I don't think he spec'd into his character, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, he's new at the thing, and, you know, you can do D&D however you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that the dagger lodges into this guy's back. Ah! Yanhariswid, what a black day! But it only does 1 damage, so maybe it just sticks in a little bit and then bounces off. He doesn't get the angle quite right, and the guy's just like, "Ow, you jerk." Alright, then the mage is going to turn around and holding his staff from the horse, he's going to shoot an ice beam right at Thorokin's face. Now you guys have to, describe to me how he dodges it. Or blocks the ice beam.
I'm going to roll towards his horse. Like combat roll.
Oh, combat roll. So it's like right over your head and combat roll right towards his horse. All right. And then while you're combat rolling, this guard, because he's going to get an attack, swipes at you, but you combat roll right under that too. It's not like it's not a big deal. But still, now he's kind of like on you right there, on your flank. This guy's getting up, so he didn't get a movement, so he just gets up, let's say. And then this guy over here sees that Thorokin is like hardcore business, so he's gonna try. They're all coming after you because you just combat rolled under a ray of frost. So let's see if he can connect. What's your AC again? Rebel? What's your armor class? I think you said 13. I think I don't know if the microphone's working or not, but I can't seem to hear you. So I'm gonna. Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there was just period of silence.
Period. Oh, that's deep, man. So what's your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, yeah. So this is gonna connect. So as he runs up, yelling his battle cry, "Hiya!" He drawing his scimitar from the scabbard at his side. He slices across your upper thigh, doing 4 damage.
Okay,
So-
that leaves me with 17 hit points.
All right, cool. So, all right. So it's a sticky situation, and I'm gonna let you go next. We're gonna do one more round of combat. The barbarians to the left on the ridge seem to just be watching now, and I guess they figured that they're not gonna waste their arrows and let you guys kill each other off instead. Now that they've created the situation, so yeah, there are no more arrows coming from there for now, but there's still about a dozen of them. You can see them silhouetted against the sky above.
You said the mage's horse was protected by a type of mat, correct?
Yeah, do you want to roll a perception check for me to see if you or a knowledge arcana or something that either one of those two, or insight, either insight or knowledge.
So I'll roll a d20 for that.
Yeah. And then either
I rolled a 7.
A 7. All right, it's like you seem surprised that the arrows seem to connect with everyone, but none of them hit the wizard, and it seems presumed there's some kind of magic protection going on there, but you can't really say exactly how it's working.
I have +2 in animal handling. I'm going to try to sort of convince the mage's horse to buck him off.
Okay, I can see how you might be able to move in a certain way, because I actually work with horses and they're super skittish. So if you made like a sudden move at the horse's face, he'd probably buck, and you might know this. So let's go ahead and roll that, and we'll see if it's how successful this ploy is.
Couldn't that fall under animal handling and intimidation?
Yeah, if you want to, I would say you can do either one. You can either try to intimidate the horse, or you can use animal handling. Whichever one you have a higher stat in, I would probably just choose that.
I have an 8. Got an 8.
Okay. Alright, one sec. So yeah, the horse seems to he's still kind of agitated, but with all the stuff going on, he doesn't seem to be overly phased, and the mage seems to be quite a good rider. So he manages to stay on the horse. Uki, do you want to take your turn?
Yes.
No, Molluscoid? Is he back yet? Or?
Am I right next to the mage?
Wait, no, I thought that was your turn to do the horse thing. I guess that could be a bonus action. So if you want to take an attack right now, that would probably, you can do that.
Am I near the mage?
Yes. So basically, are you seeing the live stream?
Every once in a while. It's about like a minute delayed for me.
Oh no. Okay. Well, if you see that you basically flanking with, you got 2 guards on your right and left. The TH is you, and the mage is in front of you. And then Uki's up here, and this guard over here that just got up after having that dagger thrown at him. Up here on the ridge to our right.
I am going to take my great axe and spin in a circle, attempting to hit both guards on my left and right.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll hit him.
Alright, yeah, I guess just roll 2 attacks. Let's just do it that way. I'm gonna keep this free form. I like that. So we're doing the classic Diablo 2 whirlwind attack. A staple of barbarians everywhere.
Dex or strength modifiers?
Strength. Let's do all melee attacks. Ooh, let's go strength. And I think you add 2 for your proficiency. So it's like your proficiency plus your strength modifier. And then,
so
and I think
that's a 16 on the first one.
Nice. So that's going to be this guard.
And 16 on the second.
All right. So that's going to be double hits. All right. So just describe to me. Let me see. Roll your damage first. Let's see how much damage you do. So I'll wait till I'll let you guys describe your killing blows. But
I get a nice 2d12 for both attacks.
What is this? Oh, you've got like a great axe? No, wait, 2d12?
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of weapon is this?
It's a great axe, but I am level 2, remember?
Yeah, but then wouldn't it be like a 1d12 plus something? I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll just assume you did the character right, but whatever. But okay, let's just do that. Let's just go with it. Keep the game moving.
So the first one, I got an 11.
Okay. And the second one?
See. Second. 6.
Okay. So describe to me how the guy on your right, you slice him within an inch of his life, while the guy on the left is pretty much just like, it's bad. But he's still going to be able to fight a little longer. What does this look like?
I want to hit the guard on my right in his head, severely damaging his helmet, but not quite finishing him.
Okay.
And the guard on my left, let's go for classic Monty Python, and I cut off his arm, but it's just a strap.
All right, this is great. All right, hold on. I'm asking who they can play. Someone can play Uki, his Kenku Rogue, over here. So, okay. So basically, you're just kind of like you spin this thing with, just like almost like a 360 swipe with this great axe, and the first guy gets hit right in the side of his helmet, just kind of denting the helmet, knocking it off his head. It's like a turban helmet, so it's like a metal helmet with like a turban on top. So the turban and everything flies off, and he's just got this gash across his face, bloody gash, and he's like just rocked and everything, about to go down, kind of stumbling. The other guy gets his arm cut off, but he just doesn't care, and he's gonna slice right back at you. Oh my gosh, you got a 20, bro. So this guy right here, this guy guard to your left, you just slice off his arm, and he's just like, no, you do not slice off my arm. I am Hakim the Slayer. And he just straight goes nuts on you. And is going to do 10 damage. Nearly slicing off your own arm. You're carefully just able to move your arm out of the way. He wants to take an arm for an arm. He says, an arm for an arm. And he just slices at your arm. And it just barely misses getting through the bone. But it gets to the bone. It's pretty bad. What are you looking at with minus 10 HP right now? That's pretty bad. 7? Okay. And we don't... Oh, okay. All right, my mobile data is not very good, but Skelepope. All right, Skelepope. Thank you. Yes, we're gonna have Skelepope. I forgot to build him into this world, but we'll see how that breaks the game at the very end. All right. So the guy who got this guy over here drops to his knees. What did you say? Sorry.
Is Skelepope coming over to save me?
Yeah, exactly. So this guy, I don't know if you can see that, you'll see it in a minute, has dropped to his knees and is like, he's just completely out of it. And you guys are locked in a pretty bad battle. The mage is gonna, he's gonna kind of pull his horse back. So if you want to take an opportunity of attack against the horse, you can.
I'll bring the great axe down onto the very top of its head.
Well, it's actually okay. So it's turning around. So basically, you get the butt legs area.
I'll hit it in its leg then.
In its leg. Okay, so you're gonna try to take off its leg. So roll me an attack. I'm gonna tell you that the AC is 11.
Oh, well, did not make that.
All right, so the horse just. So you take a swipe, but it gets out of the reach, and then the mage gets over here, turns around, and he's gonna go ahead and cast. What's a cool mage spell to use against you right now? I'm just gonna find something completely random and throw it at you guys. All right, he's gonna conjure some animals. All right, he raises his staff and kind of waves it in a circle, and almost like a portal appears, starts swirling, and out of it, two eagles, two brown eagles. What are they called? Yeah, that's what they're called, I think. Come in and just swoop down, come out and are gonna swoop down at you, man. So let's see if any of these brown eagles can hit you. All right, no, man, no. So it told me how you avoid these brown eagles real quick.
So this would technically fall under a spell being used at the moment. Correct?
Yeah, he just used conjure animal, and two falcons appeared, and they swooped down at you, but or at the Rokin, but he was able to avoid them.
I have danger sense.
Okay.
So as long as I can see it, I have an advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
For dodging.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throw. Okay.
So I am going once again combat roll for the weight, but the guard that is nearly dead, I'm going to try and roll behind him to get the eagles to attack him and finish him off for him.
So, okay, so the guard that's almost dead, he's on his knees. You're going to roll behind him to do what, sorry?
Try and get the eagles to attack him instead of me.
Okay, wait, we're going to have to wait for that for your next turn. Because I just wanted you to describe your reaction. Like, do you duck or do you, like, swing your axe so that they flap away? But I got to give Uki his turn and the other guard before we get into this move. And also something else is going to happen, maybe.
For right now, I'll duck.
Alright, so he just ducks under the real slick, real quick, easy peasy. And who's playing Uki? Is someone going to... Alright, no one wants to play Uki, so I'm going to play Uki. So Uki, I wish I knew more about Kenku rogues or what rogues can even do. I'll just have him attack the guard. Let's just have him go one-on-one with the guard real quick.
He can imitate. He can, like, they have an unnatural ability at imitation, and that includes every aspect.
Oh,
interesting. So, movements and everything, and they can do it almost instantaneously. So you should be able to match the guard in every way, shape, and form.
Dude, these Kenku are very strange creatures. They're like almost like inhuman. Like the whole non-free thinking, and then this aspect, it's very interesting. But I'm probably just gonna play them as like a bird humanoid. It just is too complicated. But I like the idea that he can like mimic like voices and stuff. I thought that's where you were going with it. But movements, I don't know how that would work on a mechanics level. So I'm just going to have him attack, but he missed his attack, and the guard attacks him, which actually hits him. And I think he said he had 14 health. Oh, wow, and does 7 damage. So let's say he has... This is not looking good. What did I say? Like 14 health minus 7. So 7. So you're both at 7 HP. In the meantime, you guys want to roll a perception check?
Sure. I rolled a 19, so plus my proficiency, plus 2.
Okay, cool,
21.
cool. So you actually hear, what's it called? Like hoof steps. Hoof steps, is that what they're called? Like horse steps coming from behind you. And when you turn around, you see your brother riding a horse, flanked by 2 halflings in white robes, his acolytes. And your brother is, what's his name? Lectaros, the cleric who had commissioned you guys to go and steal this vase which presumably is magical, but you don't know quite what it does, and Uki is holding it. And so as he rides up, he actually casts a spell, healing healing you. So he's gonna run up to Uki. Let's actually go and have his turn. So let's draw him in here. And if you want to say anything or interact with him or whatever, you can do that, just like freeform, as far as talking goes. Like Taro.
I'm gonna tell him to be useful for once and help me.
Good to see you too, brother. He yells back, and then he says, Luki, Smelian, take care of those guards. And the two halflings who are riding, also like wolves basically, but they look more domesticated, more like huskies, so they're not as feral looking as the wolves on the ridge. They come in, and I'm gonna attack the guard to help you, while Lectaros casts a healing spell and heals you for 10 damage. All right. Says, in the name of the light, be well, my brother. And he raises his hand and draws a symbol in the air, and you glow for a second, and some of your wounds shut. You're feeling a lot better. In the meantime, the two halflings run up on their wolves with their they've got maces, and both of them just manage to miss the guards. Actually, the one guard who's on his knees gets smacked across the head and just falls over unconscious, but bleeding out to death slowly. And as he actually, and then the other guard to your right, with the one arm, still is fighting back ferociously, somehow kind of cradling his arm against his cloak to delay the bleeding, the profuse bleeding that he must be feeling. In the meantime, the mage, the mage already took his turn. So Thorokin, it's back to you now.
Which arm did the guard to my left cut to the bone?
His right, so your left. So, but you cut off his left arm, and he, I did this almost the same to yours. But now that your brother has healed it, that arm is mobile. It still has a cut, like a kind of deep cut, but it's not to the bone anymore because of the healing spell. So you can kind of use it normally, though it's very painful. Still, it invokes more rage. You know what I'm saying? Oops, what the?
How many guards and other enemies can see me?
So there's only the 4. So there's one guard who's knocked out, and then there's 2 more on your right, or on your left, and then the mage in front of you. The mage has the mage been touched? Yeah, the mage, the mage has that big slash across his chest from you. And then the one guard that's fighting Uki is in pretty good shape. And he actually seems to be winning the fight against Uki, but Lectaros is now near him, so there's that.
I'm going to intimidate all the guards that I am within their range of sight. You can see me by cutting off my left hand, throwing it to the armless guard, and saying, "Here, let me give you a hand."
Oh, great! This is why one shots are the best. So let's go ahead and let me see, what would be the roll for that. Let's just roll a flat d20. I don't think there are any modifiers that really reflect that skill set. I guess strength. So because you need the strength to cut off your own hand. So let's go ahead and roll that with. You could add strength or intimidation if you want to do it as an intimidation roll.
Well, either way, I rolled a 5.
A 5. All right. So what happens is you just you look the guard in the eye. I guess this is escalating craziness. Let me just recap the escalation of events between you and that one guard. So you do this barbarian 360 swipe, knocking out his friend or whatever, his coworker, and cutting off his arm completely. And he says, "An arm for an arm, you bastard!" And just tries to slice your arm off, basically, and and the hands off of it. He cut your arm to the bone. Luckily, Electoris shows up and heals it. And then after that, you're just like, "Oh yeah, let me give you a hand." And take your own axe, try to slice off your own hand, but somehow you kind of miss and just slice half of it. So it basically is useless, but bleeding out and kind of hanging there.
Can I still throw that half of a hand at him though?
You could try to smack him with it.
Oh,
it's still
I'm
attached.
doing that.
It's just a floppy little.
Dude, I'm okay with that.
Little
My
slap.
attack, I'm fine with that.
All right, so let's have that be your attack. Roll your attack.
Rolled, so 12, and then... What
12?
What would you roll for a hit that smack someone?
I'm going to give you a 1d4 with no modifiers because I don't think you can utilize your strength for this attack since it's not attached to your muscles anymore, really. Just a floppy hand. Or I guess a little bit of strength because you're swinging your whole arm. But either way, you barely hit. So
I rolled a 4.
You got a... So he's taking this attack seriously and like dodging it, like kind of little Matrix style, like doing something kind of fancy. But unfortunately for him, it just hits him full smack in the face. In fact, his dodge, he misreads the direction of your attack and he dodges into it. So it hits harder than he expected. And where's this guy at? Yeah, this is this guy. Oh, wow. And it kind of like spins him around. Like he does that 360 cartoon spin. And he's just looking at you with this blinking face and this red handprint. And you can see he's on the verge of it being over for him. But even so, he's going to attack back because this guy is one of the most ferocious warriors you've ever come across in your life as a half-orc barbarian warrior. So that's saying something. And he's going to swing back. And he's going to barely hit you back with his sword, actually. Doing 3 damage. All right? And slicing you back in the face, just as you slapped his face, leaving a mark, leaving a scar that's going to mark you, probably for the rest of your life, or at least many years. So you'll remember him. And as he's bleeding out, because I think this is going to be his final attack, because he is going to be losing some HP from the blood loss of his arm. He says, "You shall remember the name. Remember the name." What should his name be?
I plug my ears right before he utters his last words.
So you just see, and he falls to the ground, and then he looks really annoyed that you didn't hear his name. He's like really bothered by this. That's 2 people down. So after all the yelling, to your right you hear a booming voice, louder even than your ears. Even with your ears plugged, you can hear it echoing from the cave, saying, "What the heck is going on here?" And you just look over, and there's this really pissed off troll, but decked out in like skull necklace. She's got it's a she. She's got a skull necklace. She's got this like do-rag made of like semen. It looks like halfling skins, just flayed halfling skins. And then she's got like a ring made of halfling arms and stuff like that. It's totally just like kind of like just looking really fly, surprisingly fly for a troll. She says, "You're getting dust all over my home." What are you gonna say to that? The battle stops at this point. Everyone just looks over. And I guess we lost Molluscoid for good. Yep, he's not in the chat anymore. So unless anyone in the live chat wants to take over Uki, I'm going to try to randomize his actions by choosing 4 actions and then rolling a dice and seeing which one he actually does. So while you tell me what you're doing, Throken, I'm going to work on that for Uki.
So there's 2 of the guards are on the ground, correct?
Yeah, 2 of the guards are dead, are done for. Actually, one of the halflings has healed the guard that fell, just so that he's not like dying, and the other halfling, there are 2 that was riding the husky, the wolf husky looking thing, got off his wolf and is seemingly trying to save the guard from bleeding out to death on your right too. The mage has started heading back to town. He's just booking it. So unless you want to take if you have a ranged attack, you can take an attack of opportunity on him. And the 4th guard is just like doesn't know what to do. He's looking from the troll to Lectaros to Uki to you and back to the troll. So that's what's going on.
Are the halflings within like arm's length of either?
Of you? Are they within arm's length of you? Yes, I'm gonna say like they're. I mean, like within axe length, like a step or 2 away.
So.
But remember, they're Lectaros' acolytes.
I'm going to muster all of my strength.
Okay.
In my good arm to wield my great axe.
Okay.
And do another spinning attack against.
Or against both the halflings
for healing my kills.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack. You horrible human being, you.
God. Natural 1.
So you raise up your axe in this really like exaggerated like motion, and they both kind of realize that this is coming, and they've actually been warned by Lectaros that you're absolutely insane. You don't know friend from foe half the time, and to be aware of this. So they're all ready for this, and then when they see you raise their axe, they just kind of take like 2 steps back, just out of range from your axe. What's it called? From your axe's reach. And as you do your wild spin, the axe actually flies out of your hand, hurtling towards the troll's cave. And there's that moment of like sitcom moment where everyone sees the axe and they're like all making that face. You know what I'm talking about? They're like, oh, ooh,
yeah.
And they're like, is it gonna hit the troll? Is it gonna hit her? And then let's see if it hits her. So it's about to. It seems like it's gonna hit her, but it actually, right before it hits her, the axe is like parallel, and it hits one of her decorations instead. A very nice looking wolf skull that had some nice like blood painting designs on it, and it was on like a wood, like a little bit of like wood and sticks stuck in mud. It was pretty. It was one of the nicer decorations you can see objectively. And it just smashes that thing to pieces and gets stuck in the mud body, and she just lets out a shriek. Make a Constitution save. Wait, would it be Constitution? No, I think it's gonna be psychic damage. So make a Wisdom save.
Did she see me? Did she see me?
Yeah, everyone saw it. It was like that sitcom moment where like everyone was looking at you and you did something dumb, and then they all followed the axe through the air in slow motion. And then once it hit it, she goes, ah, and just shrieks the craziest, horriblest shriek that's gonna do a D4 psychic damage, because it's that horrible if you don't pass a DC 12 wisdom save. You need to make a DC 12 wisdom save. Everyone does.
So the troll knows for absolute 100% certainty that I was the one that threw the axe?
Absolutely. Everyone does. And actually, okay. Holy smokes, I just rolled 2 1s. So since we're taking this campaign to the 2 1s are going to be the 2 guards who are about to be healed. Their heads just kind of like start bleeding from their ears. You hear a pop pop, and they're just like blood dripping out of their ears. And those 2 guards are done for.
So what am I rolling for the wisdom? Just a d20.
Yeah, d20 plus your wisdom modifier.
Please get a nat.
What did you get?
This isn't liking me.
You got a nat 1?
Alright, got literally nothing.
What does that mean? Oh, the
An
dice
actual
roller didn't.
1 minus 1.
This is hilarious. All right. So what would? So you're definitely gonna get their eardrums pop, and you've lost your hearing. I don't know. It might take a quest to get Thorokin's hearing back, because it's gonna take magical. I don't know. Maybe your brother can help you, but for now you're completely deaf and bleeding out of your ears, and also take 4 damage, no less. Wow, man. Talk about instant karma. I'm pretty sure. So, and Lectaros kind of smugly walks up to you and puts his hand on your shoulder. Right now, all the combat has stopped. Everyone's just like, what's going on? And we're going to end the session at this point after this interaction. Lectaros slaps you on the back and says, brother, karma. Keep this PG. You have tasted the repercussions of the light, and this day I have tried to warn you.
Before he finishes karma is day.
Oh yeah, okay.
Before he finishes that, I use my good arm, plunge or attempt to plunge my hand axe through his forehead.
All right, let's roll. This is gonna be the last roll of the day, so let's do it.
I got a 16.
All right, well, that's gonna hit. So let's roll your damage. I don't think it's gonna kill him. I'm guessing he's wearing.
I don't either.
He's got. But how is it?
I got an 8.
Dang, that's pretty good. So the thing lodges in his head. He's wearing a robe. He's wearing a robe with a hood like mine. The thing gets lodged in his head, and then, what's it called? And you see a drop of blood trickle down his eye, and you think he's gonna die, but then he just smiles and says, "Oh, Thorokin." And as he lifts off his hood, somehow it just like tears, I guess. He's got a little helmet on. And your axe is stuck in the helmet. It got through a little bit to his skull, but didn't kill him. And then he has a good laugh, and there's a laugh track. The sitcom laugh track comes on, and everyone, including the guard and Uki and the troll, give that good wholesome smile. And we roll the credits. That's gonna be the end of episode 1 of the pilot episode of Thorokenfeld. The Roken, boom, boom, boom. What will he do next? He's a jerk. Might just kill everyone. All right, man. I think I don't know. I think as far as world building and like randomly generated adventures go, it was pretty fun. It was pretty interesting. What are your thoughts as a player?
I actually really enjoyed it. I've never done a one-shot campaign.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't even really completed an actual campaign because either we couldn't get people to keep
playing, yeah.
Our DM killed.
I like that second option. Sounds more fun to me. But yeah. So have most of your campaigns been more like linear, I guess? Like there's like a specific story that you're going for, or?
Yeah, I mean, with one-shots, what I like most of this is that, yes, there is a clear goal, there's a clear thing to do, but it's the only time you're going to be playing it, so what you do doesn't really matter. so you can
Yeah.
focus more on pure fun instead of long-term.
That makes sense. So you can
Yeah.
just kill everyone who you just to see what happens, your kind of thing.
It's a good way to let out all your murder hobo.
Yeah. Oh, I
rage.
see. There you go. So tell me something. Now I'm curious. If you were thinking that this was going to be the start of a long campaign, you know, several levels long at least, what would you have done different? What are like one or two things you would have played differently?
Nothing. As long as my life wasn't like 100% at risk, I would have done the same and done more of a character progression type deal to where over time he gets smarter.
Oh, interesting. So you like to start off as a murder hobo and then like settle into a character.
Yeah, because I mean, especially with Sorokin, he's a chaotic role barbarian. So
Yeah. So it actually kind of fits his character in a weird way. Whoa, we got someone in here. It's loud. Hello?
Hello.
Yo, Skeletor. Oh,
Gift.
the Skelepope. Okay, wait. Let's add one more short encounter to this to this adventure. So after you put the axe through your own brother's head, trying to kill him for no reason, I mean, the Skelepope is summoned. Now, the Skelepope is only summoned in the kind of situations where there's like this just wanton violence that's uncalled for, over the top, and just makes no sense. Like, why would you kill your brother when you were hired to bring a vase to him to get paid a lot of money, and he's your brother, and he's like, nothing makes sense. So in those kind of situations, death doesn't arrive, because death is a normal. He deals with normal stuff. The Skelepope arrives.
Oh, I bring gifts. I bring gifts.
You bring gifts. So let's describe. Can you describe to me how the Skelepope appears upon the scene? I don't know if you heard about the story, and then also what gifts he bears and what he says.
He descends from the clouds, but really, I don't know. He just kind of comes. He just appears. He's usually behind you.
He's behind you. All right. So all of a sudden, Thorokin feels an unearthly, a little bit like not troll like a troll, but like, like a trolling presence, like the spirit of trolling and death combined. That's the feeling he gets, and he turns around to find. Please describe what the Skelepope looks like.
Yeah, you could say it's as cold as ice, huh?
It's cold as ice. He's as cold as ice. You hear this in the distance, in the midst of your heart, this song playing from another realm and time. So what does the Skelepope look like?
Here?
It's just me and Thorokin, played by Rebel Gaiman, and he's a half-orc barb. And Uki is an NPC. So if you want to do something horrible to Uki,
the Skelepope opens the bag.
Okay.
And don't worry, he borrowed it from Santa Claus, so it's fine. It's a ramp.
Okay.
So he brings out an ABBA playlist, okay? And in this ABBA playlist, he gives to, what is it? Froken or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, in the ABBA, no, it's actually what is it? A karaoke machine, right?
All right. A small one.
And has a playlist.
Okay, cool.
So in the karaoke machine,
yes,
there is the Holy Hand Grenade.
Okay. So can you describe to our viewers at home a little bit about the Holy Hand Grenade?
Okay. It does massive damage, right?
Oh, okay, all right.
But you need to act out the scene from Monty Python, or else it will not work.
Okay. So you're gonna do that now for us? Is that what's happening?
No, not right now, but later.
This is a one-shot, man. In about 13 minutes, this entire world is going to just get hit by a meteor. So you gotta live. YOLO, man. You gotta
If I don't-
YOLO it.
It'll just implode and bring all of you with me to death's door.
All right.
It's
Third
bad.
man grabs Skelepope by the shoulder to tell him that it's okay to send us to Death's Gate. With his final words,
turns and get your filthy hands off the Skelepope. You don't do that.
with
His
Thurkin's
soul does not need to be touched.
There it is.
final word, he
You're
says-
getting oil everywhere.
You're kidding.
with Thurkin's final words, he says, "Never give you up. Never let you down."
And
And
then,
so one last thing he gets you out of his Skelepocket.
all
The
right,
Skelepocket just appears randomly.
okay,
Skeletons don't have pockets, but now they do.
okay,
Usually around the pelvis region.
okay. The Skelepocket. Yeah, no. I mean, why are you explaining what a Skelepocket is? I mean, does everyone
just-
know what a
I don't-
Skelepocket is? I'm confused.
No, nobody really knows what a Skelepocket is.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
just
I
there.
thought it was common knowledge. I know what Skelepocket is.
Okay,
But
so
go on. For our viewers at home, for our ignorant, lowbrow viewers at home, please explain to them what a Skelepocket is.
it's right by the pelvis region.
Right there.
Okay, in your skeleton, not on your body. Because if you look,
Yeah.
it's not there. It's just
Yeah, no,
flesh.
I was just like about to look,
Flesh.
but then I already knew. I was like, wait, it's in the skeleton. Duh. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, duh, you already dropped your Skelepocket way back.
Duh. Okay. True. So that's it.
Okay, so he takes out
Hmm.
a very burned piece of meat,
Of course.
but he describes it as the great sausage.
Uh huh.
And so if you eat this great sausage, you'll gain massive strength.
Okay.
Strength beyond any normal person.
Okay. Now, by the way, the
U-
troll,
Usually, like,
the
more
female,
than
the female troll is
probably
kind of
more than a
wandering
Greek woman.
over. She's intrigued.
yes.
So you've got a nice
Now-
little crowd. Skelepope.
What?
You've got a nice little crowd. Basically, what you've got a nice crowd speaking to. You've taken center stage. They're all just looking at you. You've got Throkin. You've got his brother, Loctaros, with an axe stuck in his head. You've got a troll, a female troll, very fashionable. She's covered in halfling skins and legs and arms and bones. That's like kind of her style. And then Uki, who's a rogue, who's checking you out too, and one of the guards. So you've got a nice little audience. I just wanted to set the scene.
Yeah. Also, the Skelepope is there. Don't forget the Skelepope.
No, I'm saying the Skelepope is like talking, like everyone's captivated by the Skelepope, and they're just paying attention. He's pulling out.
Yeah,
the,
he's like.
yeah, he pulled out the meat. They're all kind of intrigued. They're like, okay, great strength. That sounds good. It's almost like he's putting on a snake oil show, and they're all like, okay, we're buying into this. This sounds good.
Yeah, and they do the little clarinet, and the snake pops out.
You do that, okay? Now, I think at this point the holy hand grenade just goes off and slays everyone but the Skelepope.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
It only works on holy powers, so as long as I'm here, you're safe.
Okay, gotcha. Because Lectaros is, if you leave, Lectaros' holiness and his... Oh, and there are two halfling acolytes in white robes riding huskies, Siberian huskies. So they're there too. So their holy power will activate their grenade if you disappear. Is that right?
Yeah, but I have to arm it for you, right? So,
Okay.
I mean, it's already armed, but I have to make sure it's like, okay, you're fine. You're not. You've been blessed. You've been blessed with the skeleton's blessing.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to figure out if it's gonna go off. Because then, if so, I'm gonna adjust the. I'm gonna make a crater right here, and adjust the atmosphere accordingly while you tell the story, so that we.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's part of your plan. I don't want to be presumptuous.
All right. So the Skelepope takes the holy hand grenade and
right now he's not going to recite it, the exact scene, but he gives it a little whisper, right? A little whisper in your ear, right?
A little one, okay.
And he says something. I don't know yet, but he says something very holy, very holy.
Very holy. It's one of those things where, like, the movie, like, the Skelepope leans in, and you think you're gonna hear what he's gonna say, and you know it's gonna be awesome, but then the movie kind of like pans out a little bit, and you don't hear what he's gonna say. But judging by the reaction,
it's like a little theater, right?
yeah, exactly. But judging by the reaction on the guy's face, it's for real.
There's always the camera Skelepope because he's really famous up in heaven.
Yeah, he lives a very theatrical, cinematic life. No, that much is clear.
Yes, he's very famous.
Very famous.
We all know that the Skelepope just said it's free state and then blows up.
Alright, wait, so let's wrap this scene up, because I also want to ask you guys a couple questions, like focus group market research questions, but I want to wrap up the session first. So Skelepope, what you got for us?
Okay, what?
Hello? Yo.
I'm cutting out there.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying I want to wrap up the session. So,
Okay.
yeah. So let's wrap it up, and then I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions. Okay.
It's all good, right? So is the ABBA playlist. You have to listen to the ABBA playlist while you're throwing the holy hand grenade, or else it won't give off as much as a Big Bang, right?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the karaoke machine, you have to work on that too.
All right.
Okay, so he gives the holy hand grenade to I forgot your character again, but that's fine. It was everybody. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm assuming this is exactly what he
Now
said.
now he ascends, right? He ascends out of here, but unfortunately,
I don't know if you can step outside of the tornado that within you, in which you dwell, Skelepope, but we're having a little trouble hearing you with the wind, noise. All right.
Oh, dang. I just rolled one. Okay, so, unfortunately, his toe snaps off while he's ascending. Somehow it just snaps off because he's a skeleton, right? So his toe snaps off and it goes right into the throat of whatever your character is. I'm sorry.
Thorokin.
I forgot what it was. Anyway, it goes right in there and you have to, and you're kind of choking, right? So he just leaves you there. And that's all he's really good for, but, you know, he blessed you with his skeleton powers with a toe in you. So you have a holy toe in your stomach.
But then I think he just gets blown up
Also,
as soon as you leave, right? Is that not how that works?
alright, I think my time here is done.
I think you're tired.
I think I've got everything figured out. I think everybody's been blessed. Everybody's been blessed to the point where they don't play anymore. But,
So as
signing out. Signing out. What?
Thorokin's last taste is the taste of skeleton toe in his mouth. As
Yeah,
the
skeleton toe.
as the
It
skeleton
also
huh?
Yeah. Skeletal toe.
Skeletal toe, and as the Skelepope disappears, in an explosion, we're not sure if it's the holy hand grenade or just how the Skelepope comes and goes, but it blows a huge crater which gets filled with water, and
Yeah, it's probably the toe probably did it all.
and everyone in the campaign of significance dies, and the plot is rendered null. But basically, just so you guys know, the vase had someone's soul in it, someone very important that would have had to been freed over the course of many levels. But I guess I'm not sure if the vase blew up because it's magical. I think it just everyone else died, and then the vase fell in the water and just goes downstream to be lost forever, like the One Ring. And everyone who knows about it is dead. So, like, you know, it's basically like the One Ring.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm gonna end up using it like at one point in another campaign. But
also in the Skelepope's crown, he takes it off, and apparently has a GPS in there. And he's trying to track his way back to where he once came.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows, but for somehow he has a GPS. No one really knows how it got there.
So I'm digging this. I'm digging it. But before you guys go, while I have you here, I kind of want to ask you some questions.
He also has a backup camera.
Oh.
He also has a backup camera just in case.
I don't even know. I have no. There's nothing to say. There's that. I think that might be what's it called? Where is 1,000 ways to end the conversation?
Alright. Oh yeah, you have to fill out that 1,000 ways to end the conversation.
Yeah,
this is number 23, I think.
23. All right, and that was again. What was it? Could you just repeat the conversation endings? Huh? Can you just repeat the conversation ending sentence for me real quick so I can put it down here?
The Skelepope also has a backup camera just in case. End of line. Cut. Take the cameras out. No, don't film me. Stop filming me.
See, I think the Skelepope also has a backup camera just in case is enough. Like anything you come after that, anything you say after that, the conversation's already over. Like.
Oh, is it too much?
No, I'm saying like I just need the one sentence that ends the conversation.
Oh, the Skelepope
also has a backup camera.
And that's it.
Yeah. And then because it's like skeletons don't drink, they absorb food energy through the dark arts. Like if someone says that to you, you're just gonna stop talking.
Yeah, you just can't do anything at that point. You're just down in the dungeon.
There's no. It's not. It's like one of those things you
can't come back.
You don't want to say those kind of things on a date if you know about conversationalism or whatever. It's like you got to have open-ended questions, engage people's interests, ask them about themselves. This actually does the exact opposite of all of that. It engages no interest, it asks no questions, and it states a fact that cannot be, there's nothing to add to that fact. There's no opinions to be had about it. It's just information. And it's the same with the Skelepope also has a backup camera just in case. No one has anything to say about that.
You're very wise. I consider you as my lesser equal, but
that's good.
You have to get there at some point.
No, it's like the first among equals in the Roman Empire. I'm the last among equals in the Skelepope Empire. That's cool.
Skeleton above all. If anything, just skeleton. Skeleton rules all.
Yeah, but then there's also that weird, like, because when you get deep into Skelepope philosophy and theology, everyone has a skeleton. So in some way...
Exactly. So when you become a skeleton, then you can achieve your true form, which is just skeleton.
It's like enlightenment. It's like everyone has the Buddha nature within them, but you still have to unlock it. Like everyone has a skeleton in them.
You have to unlock your true superiority among humans.
You literally have.
So everybody has that, but it's just waiting for you to die.
Literally, it's literally waiting just under the skin. And if you could shed your skin physically, then
if you took all your skin off, you have to kill yourself first, and then the skeleton will pop out.
Okay, this is good.
Then you can...
I think we made a lot of breakthrough. I think I'm gonna have to turn off your mic because of the wind noise, though, dude. But
Can you hear that?
Bad. Yeah, it's terrible.
All right, bye.
No. All right. Well, anyways, I guess I can ask you guys later. But I was gonna ask you about. I guess actually I want to ask you, Rebel Gaming, real quick, just 5 minutes, and then we'll end the live stream, I think. But based on this, like, what do you think of the whole? What are your thoughts concerning the randomly generated town and what it led to, and that kind of thing? Is it silly? Was it cool?
It's very interesting. I like how it was done. I mean, I'm not. When I'm making my campaign, and I'm doing it with my friends here soon. I'm also randomizing it, but I'm not randomizing towns.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will randomize like probably a little bit of it, but I did enjoy it because it led to some unique things.
Like what?
The halflings on huskies. The troll in the cave, just a bunch of weird encounters that you wouldn't normally get in a regular campaign.
So
It's something that you really could have only gotten with a one shot.
now, did she come off as egotistical? That's what I was going for. Egotistical trolls was the prompt. Maybe not, but she came off as like something, right? Like something different than an average troll.
She just came. She came off like that, like really annoying old. That if you have any amount of you.
So we're losing a little bit of the audio. But I think one of the things is like I wouldn't have come up with a troll character like that without that prompt. And I think even though it doesn't hit egotistical directly, I'm going to see if I can get better internet. I don't know if it's my internet or yours, but I think right here.
It's probably not.
Oh, there you go. You're back. So yeah, like the random prompt of egotistical trolls as well as the prompt of the paranoid barbarian. That's kind of what gave me the idea of like, okay, these barbarian halflings who are like childish, so they might just attack for no reason and then stop attacking to kind of like play around, mess with you, but in a violent way. Stuff like that I don't think I would have come up with. And you didn't even get to Silentwater, but I have a whole little story about that and how right here on this sapphire rock, there's the druid who lives there. And they're like, it's like a sapphire encrusted stone that's sticking island, you know? So, that could be a tempting way to get some money. So I had fun with the random gen thing, but yeah. Any other thoughts on that?
I mean, not really. I don't really think there's any room for improvement on it, just because I mean it's random. I think the only thing would just be more stuff to randomize.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's variety. I think that's really the only thing that would make it even better.
I was thinking about like almost like expansion packs, where you could like add another sentence or two. But this is pretty.
Also, I'm not sure if you read it or not earlier in the Discord, but I mentioned something about randomizing size. I think that could have been really interesting because then you could have gotten like a halfling that's like 10 feet tall, but riding a miniature horse.
So now you're thinking about a like a character, randomized character or NPC generator. I guess there are elements of that here.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask you one last question, and my throat's kind of giving out, so then I'm gonna stop. What out of all these prompts, just for fun, which is your favorite? Like, what's your favorite little section of this randomized town? I'll let you know what mine is after.
Out of the complete randomness of it.
Yeah, like, do you like the Midnight Swamp or the excessively childish halflings? I mean, do any of these kind of, you're like, oh, that was kind of a cool idea. I like that one better.
I like the childish. It's just because they look like children. They're always happy, like children are. So I think that was probably my favorite. Just because even though it was random, it still kind of made sense.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how many halflings I got for random rolling.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You said like you just kept getting halflings.
It's weird, man. So, and then like, and I never get humans, even though I gave humans, they should have twice as much of a chance of rolling. But anyways, yeah, no, that's cool. My favorite thing was this this sentence right here. The largest problem with the egotistical trolls in the vile elf stream to the east. They are led by an absent-minded halfling cleric. Because then that's when I was asking you guys, like, why would a cleric work with, and I was thinking now he's a war domain cleric, and he's he's trying to what's it called? Or a trickery, and he plays at maybe trickery, and he plays at the trolls' egos to get them to be his little army. And the vile elf stream is because I guess there are elves up north, and they bathe in the stream, so it smells and tastes like elf. So the trolls hate it because they're like, ugh, this is nasty. So they call it the vile elf stream. So that whole little world building of this area, which I didn't even, was totally just kind of by this random prompt, and I could see a lot of adventures branching off from that.
I wanna see if maybe like we could get the whole Discord together, try to make a whole big thing to where you could randomize an entire full length, multiple level campaign, but like completely random.
I actually kind of really like that idea. Dude, my throat's really hurting, so I'm actually going to peace out now. But let's talk about it more on the Discord in the text. And for everyone else, though, peace, God bless, and stay fantastic.